Alright, Krytac video. I know a lot of people don't like Krytac. I'm not really sure why. I know there's a whole underground culture of Krytac haters. When I was a little younger, 5, 6 something years ago, maybe, whenever the Mach 2, the Trident Mach 2 came out, I got it right away. It, at the time, it was, it's got a MOSFET. It's when like that stuff kind of first started. I mean, I know there were other guns with MOSFETs. MOSFET, I'm not really sure what the MOSF stands for, but I bet you the ET stands for electronic trigger. And I'll explain that in a second. So this is what was in this box, and I'll show you in a second, is what's called a Krytac Trident Mach 2. This is the SPR, special purpose rifle, so it's got a long barrel, and this is it right here. I don't have the iron sights on it because they don't flip up or flip down, so having a red dot sight on it, it kind of sucks if that gets shot out or the battery dies, because then you don't have any way. Maybe you should bring your iron sights with you, or I should get a set of flip up ones and flip down ones. But anyways, playing AIRSOFT, that's not a very expensive red dot. It's a matrix. It's pretty cheap. I think the most I'll spend, I think I got an aim point one. The Hollow Sun is for real steel. They're $1,200. Come on. Okay, so here's the Defiance full key mod handrail that is kind of useless at this point because not much stuff is key mod, but the top is complete Picatinny rail all the way. Get the Defiance hand grip, a CNC trigger. What else? The handguards Defiance. Like I said, so this is an AEG. All right, this is an automatic gun. In an automatic electric gun, there is a motor inside the handle. There's a little like an Allen, or that one there might even be like a flathead. Sometimes you may have to adjust the motor, or if you're going to work on the gun. So these AEGs being different than gas, there's a gearbox inside of here. There's a motor right here. There's a gear at the end of the motor called a pinion gear, I believe. It's the first gear that kind of starts turning the other gears, which in turn turn other gears, which finally pull back a piston that propels your BBs, okay? And all of that is being powered by a battery I've already put in this stock, a 9.6 volt, one of those nunchuck style batteries. Now, when I was talking about lithium polymer batteries, you really should have what's called a MOSFET, because you want that electronic trigger. The old school triggers, you can't really use those 11.1 volt, or I don't even know if you can use the 7.4 volt. I mean, you probably could, but the reason is this: the old triggers would just make contact. So every time you pulled the trigger, I'm not going to do it right now because I don't think I have the gun safe and the batteries in it. There's no magazine in it. But every time you pull the trigger, 2 metal contacts on the trigger, it would make contact with 2 contacts inside of the gun, right behind the trigger, pretty much telling it to draw some power from the battery, turn the motor, spin the gears, and it's all happening very quickly. So I guess the old triggers would burn out from rapid firing and semi or even full. These guns with these MOSFETs, I guess from what they say, I have not had my own experience with it, the triggers will last much longer. I've got some other stuff that's even beyond the MOSFET stage. Now they get into these things called gate asters, and you can program the gun to do all sorts of crazy shit. But so really quickly, back to the box. The gun came with these really nice iron sights. They are metal, full metal. it sucks that they don't flip up and flip down, because they'd be on there. I really like these sights. I might put them on a different gun and get some flip ups for this guy. I think I went over the specs already. You know, it's the Krytac Trident mech box with 8mm bearings. It does have a pretty good rate of fire. There's your information on this SPR. The outer barrel length is 416 inches. Okay. And I talked about the C, and they say CMC trigger, but maybe that's, oh, well, because it's licensed, maybe it's a licensed CMC, whoever CMC is. Yes, there's an ambidextrous fire selector, but, you know, they're always a pain in the ass for some reason, unless I am just the one that has bad luck with them. But this is the right side, right? They're, for some reason, always really tight, okay? The left side, fire selector, no problem. That's safe. Semi full, nice and smooth. Nice positive clicks. Not really the same on the other side. It's actually kind of hard to move it. Yeah, if I force it, it'll do it. But if I'm a righty and I'm using that thumb anyways, why not? On this gun, being a little bit higher end. Also, this whole upper and lower receiver, all metal. The whole thing's metal, okay? You know, the Defiance grip is not metal, of course. The stock is not metal. Buffer tube's metal. Nice sling attachments. Also, quick detach sling attachments there. I think there might be another one somewhere, but even if not, you can easily add I have many sling adapters that go on Picatinny and even key mod, so those exist. The quick detach style ones that pop into those little holes exist. The strap type style ones exist. I don't know why they would have two towards the rear and nothing up front, but that's just how it is. And I mean, you could always just do one of those styles that kind of just wraps around this, but of course you'd rather have a sling mount. So anyways, on this gun, if you pull back the charging handle, yeah, it did do something. So notice the bolt catch popped out as though the bolt's back, but this is an electric gun, so there's no real bolt. So this is the little fake bolt, and where is she? Right there. Come on. Alright, you see that number like 1 and 2? That's the hop-up unit on this gun. So this thing, you can, I'm sorry. Let me just try to get that. So the more you go this way with it, the more hop-up it gives. When you go back this way, it gets rid of the hop-up. I always set it a little bit just to hold the BBs in place until I'm gonna try to dial it in. So that's what happens when you pull back the charging handle. The forward assist is just for show. It doesn't do anything, okay? And so after you're done making your hop-up adjustments, you can close your fake bolt by hitting your bolt catch. And there it goes. Awesome piece of plastic. And you've got a functional dust cover, which I do recommend keeping closed on this gun because it's an AEG and there's only a piece of plastic there, and it's not like the gas guns. So anyways, next we're going to do shooting the Trident. And I've got a couple of these cheap mags I got back in the day from Evike. I hate these mags that have the fake looking shells in them. You know, at least the EPM ones that I grabbed, that really actually looks like brass, but I just hate that trying to mimic just give me a plain looking magazine for the airsoft guns, please. Um, oh yeah, also when I got this, they actually gave you the real, the actual muzzle device that went with this gun, with a set screw and everything. So that thing's on there nice and tight. Yes, it came with an orange replica of that, but like I've mentioned before, when I looked into it, that's really all about shipping and customs. They got to ship with the orange chips on them because they're just so damn real looking. And you know, sometimes they'll have blue tape on them here and there. Different states require different things, but really the orange chip is really necessary for shipping and customs. You could go to your local Walmart and buy an AR style pellet rifle. I've mentioned this before, that shoots lead at uh, probably a bit faster than 400 FPS. And even if it's not that much faster, it's friggin' lead instead of airsoft pellet. So, anyways, I don't know why I'm going on a rant about that. I wanted to just show, I had been showing some of the lower end ones I have. This is stepping it up a little bit in the AEG world. This is not a gas gun. This is an electric gun. It has a 9.6 volt battery in it. It can use an 11.1 lithium polymer battery, but I don't have the correct one to fit that stock. And if you don't use battery or charge it for a long time, like this nunchuck style lithium polymer 11.1 battery that would work great in that, this thing it won't hold a charge. It's dead. It's done. I gotta get rid of it. It's if you don't charge things up, especially the older ones, that happens. Anyways, this video has been long enough. I'm sorry. I know it gets boring, and all you want to probably do is see the gun shoot. That's happening, and just go to the next video.